Hey, welcome back to Car Regret. In this video, we are going over electric SUVs. If you're shopping for an electric SUV in 2026, you might be about to make a huge financial mistake. So many buyers are getting distracted by giant touchscreens and wild 0-60 times. Back in my day, the only screen in the car was the rearview mirror, and 0-60 was something you measured with a calendar. They're completely missing the one thing that separates a good EV from a great one. And it has nothing to do with horsepower or a fancy badge. Let's be real, the initial hype is over. Electric cars were supposed to change everything. I'm still waiting on the flying cars they promised us, by the way. But as the market gets more crowded, we're seeing a huge gap open up between the smart buys and the rolling money pits. In this video, we're not just going to talk about the most overrated electric SUVs out there. We're going to expose them using real-world data and actual owner complaints. And more importantly, I'm going to show you the handful of models that actually deliver on the promise of a fair price, solid range, great performance, and, most critically, long-term reliability. You know, the things that used to be standard. Seriously, don't even think about buying a 2026 electric SUV until you've seen this. So, what's this critical factor so many buyers are missing? It's not just one thing. And no, it's not the lack of an 8-track player. It's the intersection of three realities that now define EV ownership. How brutally fast some of them lose value, the maturity of the software and battery platform, and whether the advertised range is even remotely honest. Getting this wrong is how you can lose tens of thousands of dollars the second you drive off the lot, which is a feeling usually reserved for a weekend trip to Vegas. A few years ago, people were willing to pay extra just for the novelty of driving an EV. But it's 2026, the novelty is gone. It wore off faster than the finish on my first set of golf clubs. We are firmly in the era of mass adoption, and the rules have completely changed. An EV isn't a science experiment anymore. It's a daily driver, a family car, and a major investment that needs to hold its value and just work. Remember when that was the main selling point of a car? Good times. For this breakdown, I've dug way past the manufacturer hype. I've looked at real depreciation data, scoured owner forums for those repeating software nightmares, and checked real-world range tests against the crazy optimistic numbers a lot of companies advertise. This isn't about which car has the biggest screen. This is about which car won't become a worthless, glitchy paperweight in 3 years. We're going to start with the models you need to be wary of, the ones that look fantastic on a spreadsheet, but hide some serious risks. First, let's be clear. The vehicles on this list aren't necessarily bad cars, but they do carry a level of risk, compromise, or financial pain that I think is just too high for most people in 2026. These are the models where the marketing doesn't quite line up with reality. Okay, let's get into the first one. The Rivian R1S is without a doubt one of the coolest SUVs on the road. It's got that adventure-ready look, a beautiful design, and the performance to back it up. It's the EV that made people in the suburbs dream about going off-roading, even though the most off-roading it'll see is hopping the curb at the grocery store. But there's a dark side to being the cool kid, a brutal financial hangover. The number one issue with the R1S is depreciation. Due to early market shifts and company price cuts, some first-year owners saw their vehicle's value drop by a staggering 25 to 35%. For a vehicle that can easily top $90,000, that's enough to make your 401k weep. While long-term projections are closer to other EVs, that initial drop is steep. Then there's reliability. As a newer company, Rivian has had its share of growing pains. Quality is getting better, but early models were known for a mix of hardware and software issues. You're paying a premium price for what is still, in many ways, a bleeding-edge product. That means you, the owner, can end up being the final stage of quality control. Back in my day, we called that getting a lemon, not being a beta tester. The verdict? The R1S is an incredible piece of engineering and a phenomenally capable SUV. But for the average buyer in 2026, it's a big financial gamble. Unless you're getting a huge discount or buying used where someone else took that initial depreciation hit, its value proposition is shaky. It's a fantastic toy, but a risky investment. And now, up next is a brand that is confused. The Cadillac Lyriq is a work of art. It looks like a concept car that drove straight into the showroom. My wife says it's pretty, which usually means it's expensive and complicated. And that interior with the massive 33-inch curved display is a showstopper. On looks alone, it's a home run. However, the Lyriq's story is a perfect cautionary tale about why software is so important. The initial launch of the Lyriq was rocky, to put it mildly. Early owner forums and reviews were filled with complaints about software glitches, a laggy infotainment system, and charging errors. It's like trying to program a VCR all over again, only this one is on wheels and costs a fortune. Now, to be fair to GM, they've been pushing over-the-air updates aggressively to fix these problems, and the 2025 and 2026 models are way more stable than the first ones off the line. The platform is maturing, but the ghost of its past is still there. GM's own warranty policy now makes it clear that owners need to install updates in a timely manner, which tells you just how critical these software patches are. So now I'm supposed to be my own IT guy? I can barely get the printer to work. Here's the thing, when you pay a premium for a luxury brand like Cadillac, you expect a seamless, frustration-free experience from day one. Early Lyriq buyers essentially became beta testers. And while the experience is much better now, the platform's history raises a key question for 2026 buyers. Are all the bugs really gone? The verdict: the Lyriq is a beautiful SUV that has improved a lot, but its rocky start is a stark reminder that in a modern EV, the software is just as important as the engine. It shows the risk you take when buying into a brand new, unproven software ecosystem. Coming in at number 3 is the Genesis electrified GV70 is, in many ways, the opposite of the Lyriq. It nails the fundamentals. The build quality is flawless. The cabin is incredibly quiet and luxurious, and the power delivery is silky smooth. It feels every bit like the premium vehicle it's priced to be. But here's the problem. Its EPA estimated range tops out around 282 miles. Frankly, my bladder has more range than that. In a 2026 market where 300 miles of range is quickly becoming the benchmark for premium SUVs, that figure is a major compromise. This isn't just a number on a spec sheet. It affects how you use the car. A sub-300-mile range means more planning, more frequent charging stops on road trips, and a little bit of range anxiety that other SUVs in this class have pretty much solved. Yes, it has incredibly fast charging. It can go from 10% to 80% in under 20 minutes with the right charger. But it takes me longer than that just to find my glasses. That doesn't change the fact that you'll be making those stops more often than everyone else. Edmunds called its range lackluster, and that's the perfect word. In a world of compromises, a limited range is one of the toughest to live with day after day. It's like buying a beautiful new television, but the remote control has a cord that doesn't reach the couch. The verdict: the electrified GV70 is a spectacular luxury commuter. If you do most of your driving within a 100-mile radius of your house, you will absolutely love it. But as a do-it-all family SUV, its limited range is a critical flaw that puts it a step behind the competition. For this kind of money, you shouldn't have to make that trade-off in 2026. All right, we've covered the pitfalls and the models that come with some serious asterisks. The ones that will give you a headache bigger than the one I get listening to my son-in-law talk about crypto. Before we get to the smart buys, the SUVs that will save you these headaches, I've got a quick question for you. If you're finding this analysis valuable and want to stay ahead in this crazy car market, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's free, unlike my property taxes. It takes a second, and it means you won't miss our future videos where we keep separating the facts from the hype. Okay, let's talk solutions. After sifting through all the noise, a few models really rise to the top. These are the electric SUVs that just get the formula right. They've got the perfect balance of price, performance, practicality, and that all-important reliability. These are the smart buys for 2026. For years, a practical and affordable 3-row electric SUV felt like a fantasy. Then the Kia EV9 showed up and completely changed the game. This isn't just a great electric SUV, it's one of the best family vehicles you can buy, period. The genius of the EV9 is how well it nails the basics. It has a 3rd row that adults can actually sit in, you hear that? Not just for the grandkids you're bribing with ice cream. A full-grown adult who complains about his back can actually fit in there. The interior is huge, thoughtfully designed, with a great mix of screen tech and actual buttons. Buttons! Remember those? Glorious, beautiful buttons you can press without taking your eyes off the road. What a concept! The performance is just as good. The all-wheel drive versions are seriously quick, with 0-60 times as fast as 4.5 seconds. The ride is smooth, and the cabin is impressively quiet. Most importantly, the EV9 delivers where it counts. It offers a solid EPA-estimated range of up to 304 miles on certain trims, and has ultra-fast charging thanks to its 800-volt architecture. But its price is the masterstroke. Starting in the mid-$50,000s, the EV9 finally makes a 3-row EV a realistic option for families who were priced out before. It has won a ton of awards for a reason. The verdict: the Kia EV9 is the undisputed value king of the 3-row electric world. It's the rational, practical, and brilliantly executed choice for families switching to electric. It proves you don't need a 6-figure budget to get a spacious, high-tech, and desirable electric family car. If the Kia EV9 is the value king, then its corporate cousin, the Hyundai Ioniq 9, is shaping up to be the overall champion. Arriving for the 2026 model year, the Ioniq 9 takes that same award-winning platform and dials it up with more space, more power, and an even more luxurious feel. The Ioniq 9 is designed to be the ultimate electric family machine. It's a bit larger than the EV9, which means even more cargo space. Inside, it pushes into near-luxury territory, especially on the top trims, with features like reclining second-row captain's chairs. Reclining second-row chairs? My Laz boy is getting jealous. Underneath, it's expected to pack a massive battery of around 110 kWh. This should deliver a range of over 300 miles for every single version, with rear-wheel drive models likely getting around 320 miles. Powertrain options will be strong, from a capable single motor to a dual motor setup that should launch this big SUV to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. But here's the best part. It's all built on Hyundai's eGMP platform, which has a fantastic track record. In real-world testing, other vehicles on this platform, like the Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6, have consistently met or even beaten their EPA range estimates. That's a massive confidence booster. It's like finding a politician who actually keeps their promises. Rare, but it gives you hope. The verdict: while it'll cost more than the EV9, the Hyundai Ioniq 9 seems to justify it with a more spacious, powerful, and luxurious experience. It's poised to be one of the most complete and well-rounded electric SUVs on the market, blending family practicality with the proven reliability Hyundai is now known for. And now for buyers with a bigger budget, who believe driving should be fun and not just a commute, there is the Porsche Macan Electric. This is for when your midlife crisis needs a software update. This isn't just an electric SUV, it's a Porsche that happens to be electric. And that makes all the difference. Porsche's engineers had a huge challenge: make their most popular model electric without losing the soul of the brand. And they absolutely nailed it. Top Gear called it best in class, saying that where other electric SUVs run out of ideas, the Macan is just getting started. It's got more get up and go than I do before my second cup of coffee. The performance numbers are stellar, as you'd expect, but the real magic is in the chassis. This thing feels agile and balanced, carving through corners in a way that just doesn't make sense for an SUV of its size. It's engaging and fun in a way most utility vehicles, electric or not, just aren't. And it does all this without major EV compromises. The range is solid for a performance vehicle, estimated between 288 and 334 miles. And its 800-volt architecture means it can charge at blazing fast speeds, making road trips totally viable. The interior is beautiful, driver-focused, and practical. It even has a frunk. The verdict: the Macan Electric is not cheap, starting north of $80,000. You might have to sell the boat, but for those who can afford it, it delivers an experience no other electric SUV can touch. It's an engineering masterpiece that proves you don't have to give up the joy of driving to go electric. There's one more vehicle we have to talk about, even if it blurs the line between a crossover and an SUV. And that's the Hyundai Ioniq 5N. This is not your average family car. This is a 641 horsepower, all-wheel drive monster built for one reason: to be outrageously fun to drive. 641 horsepower. My first car had 80, and that was on a good day, going downhill with a tailwind. What makes the Ioniq 5N so special is its personality. Hyundai engineered features like simulated gear shifts and engine sounds that might seem like gimmicks on paper, but in reality, they create a thrilling, hands-on level of driver involvement. Fake engine noises and pretend shifting. It's like non-alcoholic beer. I don't really get it, but the kids seem to think it's great. This car has character. The editors at Road and Track said they keep coming back to it, calling it one of the most enjoyable EVs out there. It's a wild card because it does sacrifice some of the practicality of a larger SUV for pure, unfiltered performance. But it's an important car because it proves the future of electric performance isn't just about straight-line speed, it's about fun. If you care more about an exhilarating drive than you do about maximum cargo space, the Ioniq 5N is an absolute must-drive. So where does that leave us? The electric SUV market in 2026 has officially grown up. The rules have changed. The golden rule isn't just about buying an EV anymore, it's about buying the smart EV. It's like my dad always said, work smart, not hard. Of course, he usually said that right before trying to fix the plumbing himself and flooding the kitchen. That means looking past the badge and the hype and focusing on what really matters for long-term ownership. A stable software platform, a battery that delivers on its promises in the real world, and a depreciation curve that won't destroy your investment. The honeymoon is over. The days of forgiving a glitchy, unreliable, fast depreciating car just because it's electric are gone. The goal here wasn't to tell you exactly what to buy, but to give you a new set of rules for this new era of car buying. Check the owner forums, look up real-world range tests, research the depreciation data. The gap between the overrated and the genuinely great is wider than ever, but by focusing on what truly matters, you can navigate this market with confidence and find a car you'll love for years to come. Which electric SUV is on your shortlist for 2026? Are there any models you think I missed that should be on the best or avoid list? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read all of them, even if it's just to complain about the music kids listen to these days. And for another deep dive, check out the video on your screen right now that breaks down the long-term reliability of EV batteries. Thanks for watching.